Welcome, everyone. Today, we shall discuss on the topic accommodation. Accommodation is one of the most important concepts in sociology because it explains how people manage to live and work together despite conflict. It enables cooperation among individuals and groups, ensuring that disagreements do not disrupt social order. In fact, accommodation is essential for stability and organization in society. It acts as a safeguard against chaos. To understand this better, let us explore its meaning, definitions, methods, and importance with practical examples. When we talk about the meaning of accommodation, we are referring to the process of adapting and working together, whether voluntary or under pressure. It helps society function smoothly by controlling conflict and maintaining peace. For example, imagine two neighbors with different lifestyles. One enjoys loud music, while the other prefers quiet evenings. If they agree on certain hours for playing music, that adjustment is accommodation. It allows individuals and groups to adapt to changing conditions without constant friction. Scholars have defined accommodation in various ways. Root and Hart describe it as reconciling with new conditions, while MacIver sees it as achieving harmony with one's environment. Ogburn and Nimkoff emphasize adjustment between hostile groups or individuals, and Gillen and Gillen highlight modifying relationships to overcome difficulties. A real world example is labor strikes. When workers and employees negotiate terms, they are reconciling differences, which perfectly illustrates these definitions. The role of accommodation in society is very crucial. It reduces conflict, maintains order, and facilitates cooperation. It also acts as the foundation of social organization. Without accommodation, society would constantly fracture. Consider international diplomacy. Countries with opposing interests still sign treaties to avoid war. That's accommodation, ensuring global stability and cooperation despite differences. Gillen and Gillen outlined several methods of accommodation. The first is yielding to coercion or defeat, where a weaker group submits to a stronger one. For instance, a small company merging with a larger competitor. The second is compromise, where equal groups make concessions, such as two political parties agreeing on a middle ground policy. The third is arbitration and conciliation, where a third party helps resolve conflict, like a mediator in workplace disputes. The fourth is toleration, where groups coexist despite differences, as seen in multicultural societies where diverse religions live side by side. Each of these methods show how societies creatively manage conflict to maintain peace. Yielding occurs when one group clearly lacks the resource or authority to continue a struggle. For example, a small local business withdrawing a legal challenge against a massive corporation because it cannot afford mounting legal fees. The weaker group submits to the stronger to avoid total ruin. Compromise is the most common when both parties have similar leverage and recognize that a stalemate is counterproductive. An example, a labor union negotiation where workers ask for a 10% raise. The management offers 2% and they eventually settle on a 6%. Both sides make concessions to keep the organization running. Arbitration and conciliation involve an external entity to break a deadlock when direct talk fails. Example of conciliation is when a professional mediator helping two feuding departments in a college communicate more effectively to draft a shared schedule without imposing a choice. Example of arbitration, an international court ruling on a border dispute between two nations. Toleration is often a live and let live approach where deep seated differences remain but active conflict ceases. Example, a diverse neighborhood where residents follow different religious or political ideologies. They may or may not agree or participate in each other's customs, but they coexist peacefully and respect shared public space. Accommodation takes different forms. Conversion involves changing beliefs or loyalties, often seen in religion or ideology. Rationalization means justifying behavior with plausible excuses. For example, a student blaming traffic for being late. Superordination and subordination establish hierarchy and order, such as military ranks, where discipline is maintained through clear rules. These types illustrate the diverse ways accommodation operates in everyday life. The importance of accommodation cannot be overstated. It maintains social harmony, permits adaptation to changing conditions, prevents conflict from escalating into violence, and supports cohesion and stability. Think about urban life. Millions of people from different backgrounds share space, and rules, laws, and social norms act as accommodations that prevent chaos. Without these adjustments, cities would be unmanageable. In conclusion, accommodation is vital for the functioning of society. It involves various methods to manage conflicts and ensures social order through adjustment and cooperation. Whether in politics, workplaces, families, or international relations, accommodation is the invisible mechanism that keeps society balanced. Next time you see a peaceful resolution, whether it's a compromise between friends or a treaty between nations, remember that it is accommodation in action, quietly holding society together. Thank you very much. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment.